take into account the last time he stepped foot in that ring, man, against Ugas. You know, he didn't look good. He was outmatched by, you know, a fighter.
He's not as efficient, and he's going to get tired easier.
Man, comeback? What's going on? Manny Pacquiao is coming back for another fight against Mario Barrios for the WBC Welterweight Championship, I believe. Is that something, or is it just?
I don't know.
Tabloids?
I don't know. I keep laughing about that fight.
Joe Rogan didn't hold back while reacting to the shocking news that boxing legend Manny Pacquiao is returning to the ring at 46 years old to fight Mario Barrios. On a recent episode of the Joe Rogan Experience, the UFC commentator and podcast, host voiced serious concern over Pacquiao's comeback, calling it a dangerous decision that could end badly. Rogan acknowledged Pacquiao's legendary career, but questioned whether the aging icon can still compete at an elite level without putting his health at serious risk.
You want to see Boots versus Barrios? Of course. I like to see Boots just in there, period. But that lets you know how much you need people like Barrios. Because people who got something to lose, or not even something to lose, people who are superstars in their head, don't fight everybody. That's why I say Sean Porter kept the welterweight division alive. He fought them all. Barrios is doing the same thing. You need Barrios. You need people like Barrios, because you know Barrios will take the fight with Boots.
The upcoming fight between Pacquiao and Barrios is a classic showdown of experience versus youth. Pacquiao's vast experience and strategic intelligence will be put to the test against Barrios's physical advantages and youthful energy. Barrios's height and reach could present serious challenges for Pacquiao, who has dealt with taller opponents before, but may struggle more at this stage of his career. Pacquiao's return to the squared circle has been anything but ordinary. After retiring to focus on his political career in the Philippines, he briefly returned in a 2024 exhibition match against Japanese kickboxer Rukia Ao. Despite delivering a lackluster performance, Pacquiao remains confident, pointing to his 2019 victory over Keith Thurman and the minimal damage he's taken in recent years as signs of his continued readiness. He stated, "I made history at 40 beating Keith Thurman, and I feel at 45 I have a lot left in the game as I haven't taken. A lot of punishment over the last few years."
Could possibly face Mario Barrios.
Yeah.
Manny Pacquiao is 45 years old. What you think of that fight?
Sound like Pacquiao trying to hit a lick, you know what I mean? But Pacquiao not Pacquiao no more. It's tough to go against him in this situation, because if it was some years ago, Pacquiao would beat Barrios. But right now, Barrios, with his momentum, might beat Pacquiao up. I mean, not knock him out, but you know what I mean, beat him on the cards, beat him behind that jab.
Similar to like Ugas, the Ugas fight?
Yeah, like that. It's a good fight, but it's more of a good fight for Barrios. Pacquiao don't need it, but Pacquiao want to come back, and he want to come back with a bang, so, I mean, why not? If he can make it happen, make it happen.
Joe Rogan has frequently praised Manny Pacquiao on his podcast, calling him one of the greatest fighters in boxing history. Rogan admires Pacquiao's explosive speed, tireless work ethic, and humility despite his global fame and remarkable accomplishments. He has often highlighted Pacquiao's journey from extreme poverty in the Philippines to becoming the only 8-division world champion in boxing, a feat no one else has ever achieved. Rogan consistently emphasizes Pacquiao's ability to remain competitive even against younger opponents late in his career, stating that it reflects his discipline and relentless fighting spirit. George Kambosos Jr., a fellow warrior from the lightweight division and proud Greek Australian, has always looked up to Pacquiao. Kambosos trained with him during various camps and credits Pacquiao with helping shape his mental toughness and unwavering dedication. He has often referred to Pacquiao as a living legend and the ultimate warrior, noting that Pacquiao's relentless style and heart inside the ring remain unmatched. Rogan has shared his thoughts on the Manny Pacquiao versus Floyd Mayweather fight multiple times on his podcast. He expressed disappointment over how the bout unfolded, mainly because it didn't live up to the years of anticipation. Like many fans, Rogan felt the fight happened too late in both fighters' careers, especially Pacquiao's, who later revealed he had been dealing with a shoulder injury during the match. Rogan praised Mayweather's defensive brilliance, saying Floyd's ability to neutralize Pacquiao's offense and control the pace was masterful, even if it made the fight less exciting. However, Rogan also sympathized with fans who were hoping for an all-out war, not a tactical chess match. He believed that Pacquiao's injury, combined with Mayweather's cautious style, resulted in a dull performance that failed to showcase what made both fighters legends of the sport. Overall, Rogan viewed the fight as a historic moment, but one driven more by business than by boxing. He remarked that if the two had faced each other earlier, in their physical primes, it could have been a completely different and far more explosive showdown.
And so who are they talking about Pacquiao matching up with next?
He chasing the Mayweather.
Of course.
So
why not?
Right.
Floyd, come on. I know you love money. He was saying that he thinks Floyd's out of money already because he says Floyd spends so much money, he's probably already out of it.
well, he spend money too. I think
Sure.
Pacquiao spend more money than Floyd on
Really?
everybody else.
Oh, that's right, because he's got like 50 people that he just like has supported. Yeah, I mean he's an interesting guy, man, because he's so friendly.
Right.
You know, like Pat. Even like when people are trash talking, he's like smiling, and then he gets in that ring.
Kick your ass later.
Different fucking dude.
Right.
Once he steps through that roast, like this is a whole different set of rules he's flying with.
Like
Yeah.
Keith Thurman talking about you gonna crucify him and stuff like that, and he just
Ooh,
like,
don't say that. Yeah.
And got crucified.
Yeah, but he's super
I wish you the
religious,
best.
too.
Good luck in the fight.
Good luck in the fight. He's a killer pool player. Did you know that about Pacquiao?
No, I didn't.
Like world class. Like he could play pool professional.
On the Joe Rogan Experience, Terence Crawford shared candid reflections on his admiration for Manny Pacquiao and the disappointment surrounding a fight that never materialized. Crawford revealed that he had been pursuing a bout with Pacquiao for nearly 5 years, viewing it as a crucial opportunity to cement his legacy. He expressed frustration over the fight falling through, attributing the missed chance to promotional decisions that seemed focused on protecting Pacquiao's career. Joe Rogan echoed Crawford's sentiments, acknowledging Pacquiao's legendary status while criticizing the politics that often obstruct major matchups in boxing. Rogan praised Pacquiao's explosive fighting style and his extraordinary rise from poverty to becoming an 8-division world champion. He remarked that a showdown between Crawford and Pacquiao would have been a thrilling clash, combining Crawford's youth and technical mastery with Pacquiao's experience and relentless tenacity. Despite the fight never coming to pass, both Rogan and Crawford recognized the profound impact Pacquiao has had on the sport. Crawford acknowledged Pacquiao's unparalleled accomplishments, including his titles across 8 weight divisions, though he suggested that the achievements were not entirely individual, an opinion offered as personal insight rather than direct. Criticism. In their discussion, Rogan and Crawford highlighted the complexities of boxing's promotional dynamics and the difficulties fighters face in securing legacy-defining bouts. Their conversation underscored the deep respect they share for Pacquiao's contributions to boxing and the lasting influence of his storied career.
He's an interesting guy, man, because he's so friendly.
Right.
You know, like Pat. Even like when people are trash talking, he's like smiling, and then he gets in that ring.
Kick your ass later.
Different fucking dude.
Right.
Once he steps through that roast, like this is a whole different set of rules he's flying with.
like Keith Thurman talking about you gonna crucify him and stuff like that, and he just
Ooh, don't say that. Yeah.
And got crucified.
Yeah, but he's super
I wish you the best.
too.
Good luck in the fight.
Good luck in the fight.
I already said he's got these T-Rex arms. Everybody's talking about how fast he is. Manny Pacquiao, T-Rex arm. Bop, bop, bop.
Pacquiao. Oh, down goes Thurman! And let me tell you, that was just a quick punch. Pacquiao again, the aggressor. See? Now the response by Manny Pacquiao.
Manny Pac-Man.
Mario Barrios, known by his moniker El Azteca, is a 29-year-old American boxer hailing from San Antonio, Texas. Standing at 6 feet tall with a reach of 71 inches, Barrios holds a physical advantage over many in the welterweight division. He began his professional career in 2013 and quickly gained recognition for his aggressive fighting style and knockout power. Barrios first rose to prominence by capturing the WBA regular super lightweight title in 2019, defeating Juan Jose Velasco with a second-round knockout. However, his most notable accomplishments have come in the welterweight division. In September 2023, Barrios faced seasoned Cuban fighter Yordenis Ugas for the WBC interim welterweight title. Barrios dominated the bout, winning by unanimous decision with scores of 118, 107, 118, 107, and 117, 108. This victory highlighted his ability to control distance and utilize his jab with precision. He was later elevated to full WBC welterweight champion after Terence Crawford vacated the title. Barrios' most recent title defense took place against Abel Ramos in November 2024. The fight was a thrilling contest that ended in a split draw, with one judge scoring the bout for Barrios, another for Ramos, and the third judge ruling it even. Both fighters scored knockdowns. Barrios dropped Ramos in the second round, while Ramos returned the favor in the sixth. Despite the draw, Barrios retained his title and demonstrated resilience and adaptability in the ring. Eddie Hearn, known for his candid and strategic boxing insights, would likely express intrigue over Manny Pacquiao's decision to face Mario Barrios, especially given Pacquiao's age and extended time away from the ring. Hearn might commend Pacquiao's legendary status, emphasizing that his speed and experience remain dangerous weapons even at 46. However, he would also underline the risks involved. Barrios is younger, active, and recently secured a major win over Ugas to claim the WBC interim welterweight title. Hearn might question whether Pacquiao is chasing legacy or merely trying to remain relevant in today's competitive welterweight scene. He could point out that while the matchup is likely to draw strong pay-per-view interest, particularly among Filipino and Latino audiences, it also raises legitimate concerns about fighter safety and longevity. Ultimately, Hearn would likely frame the bout as a compelling generational clash, a boxing icon attempting to defy time versus a rising star in search of a defining victory. He might conclude by saying that while the boxing world should admire Pacquiao's courage, it must not ignore the very real possibility that Barrios, armed with youth and power, could bring an end to the storied career of one of boxing's all-time greats.
Facing Mario Barrios, what do you think of that fight?
Yeah, I think that, it's a very contentious subject. Like, people moaning about Manny Pacquiao. I think Manny Pacquiao is still good enough to beat most fighters in the top 20 at 147 pounds. He's clearly not the fighter that he once was. You're not going to be at that age. My problem is that he's been inactive for quite a long time. Like, we were talking about fighting him with Conor Benn maybe 6 months ago or a year, and every month or 3 months or 6 months that passes, you do become a lot older. So, I guess there's two questions. One is, should he be fighting again? And at the end of the day, if he's good enough to beat everybody outside of the top 20 in the world, then why not? But should he be fighting for the world title? I guess that's another question. In the commercial world of boxing, the answer is yeah, probably. In the ratings world and activity world, the answer is probably not.
Pacquiao's bout against Mario Barrios is more than just a comeback. It could be a strategic step toward a high-profile clash with Gervonta "Tank" Davis. Pacquiao has openly expressed interest in facing Davis, stating his willingness to fight at 145 or 147 pounds. He emphasized his experience and readiness, saying, "I can fight anybody, even like Gervonta Davis. I'm not scared of anybody." A victory over Barrios would not only earn Pacquiao the WBC welterweight title, but also boost his credibility. As a serious contender for a bout against Davis, Barrios, who previously faced Davis in 2021, suffered an 11th round TKO loss after being knocked down 3 times. This shared opponent adds an extra layer of intrigue to the potential Pacquiao-Davis matchup. However, the idea of Pacquiao facing a prime Davis remains controversial. While Pacquiao's experience and legendary status are unquestionable, Davis's youth and knockout power present substantial challenges. If the fight comes to fruition, it would set the stage for a compelling narrative, an iconic boxing figure testing his mettle against a surging star in his prime.
So basically, your interpretation is that the boxing public is upset because they believe Pacquiao's going to beat Barrios, which is going to lead to a Tank Pacquiao fight?
Yes, look around. Look in the Discord. That's what everybody, Pac and Tank, that's being set up.
Oh,
Tank and Pac.
okay, so they saying Barrios is the setup for Tank and Pac. I didn't see that, but your argument makes sense. If he beats Barrios, there's nothing wrong with him fighting Tank. But the issue is he don't deserve the Barrios fight off of 3 years off and a loss to Ugas.
And that's Crimea River, man. That's what boxing is. But longer deserve a Canelo fight.
Manny Pacquiao's return to professional boxing at age 46 has reignited conversations about the motivations driving his comeback, with financial considerations emerging as a prominent factor. In the past, Pacquiao has openly acknowledged that financial needs have influenced his decisions to step back into the ring. For instance, in 2016, he stated, "Boxing is my main source of income. I can't rely on my salary as a public official," underscoring the financial responsibilities he carries, including supporting his extended family and assisting those in need. Despite earning significant sums throughout his storied career, including a reported $120 million from his 2015 bout against Floyd Mayweather, Pacquiao's generosity and philanthropic commitments have led to considerable expenditures. His former promoter, Bob Arum, once noted that Pacquiao's habit of personally funding projects such as hospitals and schools could put a strain on his finances over time. In addition, legal issues have impacted Pacquiao's financial stability. In 2023, he faced a lawsuit from Paradigm Sports Management that initially resulted in an $8 million judgment against him, though the decision was later overturned in 2024. While Pacquiao has denied being financially broke and maintains that his earnings and business ventures have secured his family's future. The combination of charitable commitments, legal expenses, and the high costs of political campaigns may have played a role in his decision to resume boxing. Pacquiao's prime years arguably came during his campaigns in the 140 and 147 pound weight classes where he delivered some of the most iconic performances of his career. This era also heightened the anticipation for a potential clash with Floyd Mayweather Jr., as both fighters were at the peak of their abilities in the same weight division. Max Kellerman, a respected boxing analyst, has frequently highlighted Pacquiao's extraordinary accomplishments across multiple weight classes. While Kellerman acknowledged Mayweather's natural size advantage and technical brilliance, he emphasized Pacquiao's rare ability to rise through weight divisions and still compete at the sport's highest level. Kellerman argued that Pacquiao's continued success despite being naturally smaller strengthened his case as one of the greatest pound-for-pound fighters in boxing history.